Elyrion was gone, and the halls of the Aerteans fell silent. For the first time in generations, no immortal voice guided their war. But the world beyond their valleys was not quiet. The Vanir kingdoms watched, and the Aerteans knew another war would come. So, they did not wait. They left the open valleys behind and turned toward the mountains, not in retreat, but in preparation. The valleys were rich, the rivers generous, but the mountains were safer. Upon the high ridges of the north, they laid the first stone, not for conquest, but for endurance. They did not build upon the mountains, they carved them. Stone walls rose where cliffs once stood. Towers grew from the living rock, and soon the first fortress stood, a single sentinel of stone watching the valleys below. But it would not stand alone. Across the mountain passes, the Aerteans sealed the roads. Walls rose from ridge to ridge. The first gates of Kaelwyn were born. Year after year, the mountains changed. Walls climbed the slopes. Fortress after fortress joined the line, until the mountains themselves became the fortress. Across the horizon, 1,000 strongholds stood as one. They named it Kaelwyn Keep. And the Vanir came, with iron, with banners, with the certainty of victory. But the walls were waiting. Siege towers burned beneath the stone. The machines of war fell silent, and the first army turned back. When the fires faded, Aertean riders crossed the battlefield, not in pursuit, but in quiet judgment. Yet still they came, new kings, new banners, new armies climbing the same roads. Years became decades. Decades became generations, and beneath the walls a mountain of abandoned shields grew, a monument to failed kings. Within the halls of Kaelwyn their crowns were gathered. One by one they were laid beside the others, proof that the walls still stood. Beyond the fortress line, a civilization endured, cities carved from the mountain. Lives lived in the shadow of stone, protected, unbroken. And across the peaks the watchers stood, every tower watching another, every ridge guarding the next. From dusk to dawn the walls stretched across the world, a chain of fortresses without end. Stood the fortress civilization of the Aerteans, Kaelwyn Keep.